Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So I had a video request asking me to talk about what's going on over in China when it comes to this new sickness. I think they're calling it the metapneumonia virus or something like that. A lot of you know my stance on this kind of crap based on previous videos I've done. And first of all, I don't believe the mainstream media anymore. It's been a long time since I actually bought into whatever they were selling. Sure, not everything that they say are lies, but most of it is, and specifically like the mainstream stuff when it comes to what I like to call, and what I've heard the term called, false flag operations and things like that. Now, I do know there are real viruses. That's part of this realm. It's part of the programming, and it's to affect our, bodies that were inhabited here to experience this human experience. And I didn't buy into the one 4 years ago or almost 5 years ago now, not one bit. And some of you may disagree with that. You may believe the official narrative, the official story, but it's just and I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I don't do this channel and these videos to make you believe what I believe. Okay, I like to talk about what I observe, what I've experienced, what I believe to be true. And I don't go searching for what I want the truth to be, okay? I want the ultimate truth. I want what it is. It is what it is. I don't want a half-baked truth. I don't want any falsehoods or any of that stuff. Even if I don't like the truth, what it has to tell, what it is, whatever it may be about, I just want to know what it is, because I believe ultimately there can only be one truth about everything, and that's the way it is. Now with this situation, you have to keep in mind a lot of these countries, the way, especially around the world, the way that they produce their foodstuffs and the way that they treat animals, the hygienic situation of many places, you're going to get germ outbreaks, virus outbreaks, things like that, and whatnot. Now, and you also have to keep in mind the population of China and India, and I believe India just surpassed China as the most populated country. Yay, good for them. Don't they really like having kids? But you have to keep in mind as well, the human body was designed by whoever, whatever you believe, whether it's a god or not, but we were designed to be able to handle germs on this planet. Now, I'm not saying that we can handle every single thing, especially if they're like highly deadly, and I mean, these can exist, but I believe they're mainly man-made. But I do believe in the end of the day, our immune system and whatnot is designed to handle most, if not all, natural born viruses and bacterias. What has happened to humanity in the last, let's say 50 years or so, 40 years or so, is that we have been fed toxic chemicals, poisonous foods, poisoned water. Our environment is toxic. We do not eat healthy. It's all fast food because of the lifestyle of the West, predominantly, the American standard diet, junk food, fast food, whatever you want to call it. This is weakening us. Whether you want to believe that or not, it's weakening us. A lot of people don't exercise. Everyone's stressed out. I talked about this in a previous video, so I'm not going to go all into it again. So it leaves us very susceptible to bacteria, viruses, funguses, all kinds of things like that. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just simply saying from my point of view. And you have to keep in mind, if people are under stress all the time, constantly medicated, and I'm sure China has their issues. I've never been to China. I don't know anybody who had lived there to tell me much about it. But from what I understand, it's stressful to live there. There's a lot of poverty. Stress alone and high sugar will turn off or disable the immune system. I mean, this has been proven fact. You can look it up, medical journals, everything. So I'm not giving medical misinformation. I am not telling you what you should do is like for lifestyle changes. That's something you talk to your doctor about, which, I mean, I won't even go there about that. But point is, here we go again. The media loves to spin these things. Any little type of breakout that happens in the world, they want to spin it. We've seen that in 2020. I personally am not buying into it. I didn't buy into it before, as I mentioned. You have to keep in mind how many people are jam-packed in a small area. It's crazy. So germs and things like that are going to circulate all the time. I remember living in Toronto in winters. You'd get the flu. I would get sick at least once or twice every winter, at least once per winter time, early spring, or in the autumn too. But this is part of living in this biological earth realm, advanced simulation. This is just part of the programming, and it's been around forever. And if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to be susceptible to these things. Now, in the case with China, you can do your own research. You can decide for yourself whether you're going to believe this hysteria again, which they gripped the entire world. I call it another false flag. But for me, I don't fear these things. I don't care. It could very well be another ploy to try to get people to, it's all about moving the agenda, especially coming from China, with their whole Agenda 2030. China's already, if you ask me, almost fully tyrannical. Totalitarianism. It's fully totalitarianism, in my opinion. China has gone off the deep end. Surveillance, the social credit system, a dictator for life. I saw a video of his message, Xi Jinping, to China, but also to the world, his New Year's Day message. And in the comments, I'm sure that a lot of them are bots or, plants or whatever you want to call them, praising this guy, praising China, saying that they're going to work with people. And I'm not against Chinese people. I'm against governments of these countries because, again, they work in lockstep with the same groups like Bill Gates and I forget what his organization's called. It doesn't really matter anyway. The Melinda Gates, Bill Gates Foundation. And what I'm seeing is a complete takeover, monopoly of all these different industries, like the medical industry. And it shouldn't even be an industry. It should just be natural. Certain medicines are proven to work for people. It needs a whole revamping. And these people who are like claiming to be doctors come out and start saying that this system is the only one that works. And it's just beyond me. So when it comes to this virus, I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying that it's not going to affect people. But all I've read so far is that it's flu-like symptoms and yada, yada, yada. And unfortunately, if you are not strong and if you are a very old person, as we get older, the immune system doesn't work as it once did. It's going to affect you. So all I can tell you is strengthen up both mind and body and prepare for these things. You can't just stay hiding away, running away from every germ, because if you could really see the germs that are around everywhere all the time, I mean, we're made up of germs, okay? And bacteria and whatever. It's all over us. I mean, there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. It was amazing how people fell into the fear. And I think that these media groups thrive on fear because it gets the likes, the views, and the ratings. So just be wary of these things. That's all I'm going to say about that. I personally don't care. Whenever I see something like that, I'm just like, yeah, here we go again. Okay. If you're a critical thinker, if you're someone who knew what was going on 3, 4, 5 years ago, even beyond, then this is going to be nothing new to you at all. I just think that they're trying again. They always try to see how far they can go with these stories and with these different situations. Maybe if it does become another, you know what, maybe we'll see TikTokers dancing again in the hospitals. And yeah, again, this is not a video about medical advice, nor am I claiming to be a doctor or a specialist or anything like that. I have to say these things because unfortunately YouTube will take it the wrong way. It's just my opinion on what's going on currently early in 2025 in China. And all I have to say is keep your eyes open and your ears listening to the BS, because it's going to be there. And yeah, that's my quick video on this. Any comments, questions, and put them in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye for now.